Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City a lovely place to live. I'm your host, Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Realty. It's a little bit damp here today, but still a beautiful, lovely fall day. The leaves are still blowing around. Most of them are knocked off the trees, but it's still gorgeous. The mountains are shining off. It's just awesome, and it's a little bit colder. It's feeling a little bit like winter, so it's just a great day in Johnson City, and I am excited for you guys to meet my new friend, Ketmanee Whitlock from Edify, Salon, and Extension Bar. So welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on and spending some time. I'm excited for our listeners to get to know you a little bit and get to know your story and how you got to Johnson City.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure. So first question, as always, what do you love about Johnson City?
Oh, goodness. So we have been here for 8 years, and we have been able to experience the culture, the Southern culture that Johnson City has. We came here for the weather. All 4 seasons, just a little hint of them, not deep in the snow, not wicked humid, but just a little touch of all 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So that's what we came here for. So that's one thing that we love. Another thing we found is we have some pretty amazing people in this area. Really, really neat people. Little pockets of passion and just great people in this area.
Yeah, time and time again, it's the people, and we hear the weather a lot too, so that's good.
Yeah.
And you probably like the mountains a little bit.
Oh yeah, the mountains are gorgeous.
Yeah.
We love hiking and exploring the outdoors and taking our dogs out and whatnot. So that's definitely one thing that brought us here.
Cool. Now, where did you grow up?
Well, I was an Air Force brat. So I grew up in Thailand, upstate New York, Chicago, Arizona, Southern California, and then I moved back to Southern California as an adult.
Gotcha. So you're all over the place.
East Coast, West Coast, in the middle of the lane.
So born in Thailand?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now,
Yes.
You have family from there as well, I'm assuming?
Sure. My mother's family, my
Okay.
mother's side, lots of aunts and uncles and cousins. My grandparents have all passed, all 4 of them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's part of life, but thank you.
Yeah.
So we moved from Thailand when I was 2.
Okay. So mom and dad met in Thailand, and then Ketmanee shows up, and then they're like, we're headed to New York from Thailand. That was a little bit of a change, I bet.
Yeah, well, actually, we went to Southern California first.
Okay.
And then to New York.
Okay.
But it's all about where the service takes you.
Yeah.
You know, military family, we just pack up when we need to, whatever, the Air Force needs my dad to do. We're up and out.
Gotcha. Siblings or just you?
I'm the middle child.
Okay.
3 total. My sister's a little bit older than I, and my brother's 4 years younger.
Oh, cool.
Both of them. One of them is in Arizona, and one of them is in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Awesome. You get to, I guess you're closer now, so you get to see them probably then when they're...
Yes and no. I do spend most of my time, well, when I first moved to Tennessee, I traveled a lot to California because I had a clientele there that I took care of. So a lot of my travel was going to California for my clients and then stopping to visit my mom and dad in Arizona, and then coming home. But overall, the amount of time I'd spend away from my family, either working or visiting my folks, left a little bit of time for vacation and education. So I travel a lot for education, too.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so tell me your first job.
Ever in the world?
Yeah. Like, I had to wash dishes. That was my first job.
Very first job, I did phone sales for the Goodwill.
Oh.
Trying to get donations.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
I never thought of that.
Well, they have a list. They put you in this little room about the size of a closet with 1 or 2 other people. And they give you a list of phone numbers to call to see if they have donations for the Goodwill.
Oh, wow.
I lasted about a week and a half. And then I worked, I helped at the Bethel Synagogue doing some catering for events.
Yeah.
Working in a commercial kitchen, making a bunch of food for bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. But my real job, where I actually got a paycheck and it wasn't just something my mom and dad set me up with, was at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was at Chick-fil-A for about 3 years.
Awesome.
It was a fun little job. Great family.
Yeah, where was that one?
That was in Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona. By the time we got to middle school, we were in Arizona, and my dad retired there, so they're still there. And that's when I was in Arizona for a while. So Chick-fil-A for a minute, and then Trader Joe's for about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then how did you get into the salon business?
Well, although I liked the company, Trader Joe's, I got bored ordering cheese and building Chianti and marinara sauce end
Right.
caps and, and I wanted to do something creative.
Yeah.
So I decided to switch gears and did a couple little things along the way to figure out that I liked doing hair. And it was creative, and I could be a mentor to my team and feed the educational mama bear thing that I have inside of me.
Yeah. That's cool. So had you ever had an inclination that you'd be owning a salon one day? Or
No,
was it just
not
kinda
at all,
like...
because I was a total tomboy growing up. Absolute tomboy. Never was a hair person, not a lick of makeup. Like my fancy makeup was my Barbie compact I got for Hanukkah one year. And so the hair thing kind of came after I went to Makeup Academy first, because I wanted to do horror makeup, like cuts and bruises and boils on people.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's very easy to make everyone look beautiful, because everyone's beautiful, and you just bring it out
Right.
a little bit
You're
more.
accentuating the
but I
positives.
yes, exactly.
But you wanted to make them look bad.
I wanted horrific things, because that's the challenge. But at the time, Makeup Academy was in a weird space in my life. I'm a recovering addict. I have 21 years clean.
Oh, good for you.
And thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Hard work,
too.
but good stuff.
Yeah.
But when I went to Makeup Academy, I only had about 2 years clean. And I wasn't really ready to move to Los Angeles and be a part of that fast-paced lifestyle. So I wanted to protect my sobriety.
Smart.
After working on a couple music videos and a movie set, I kept getting asked, can you do this to hair? Can you do that to hair? And I said, I don't have those skills. So I went ahead and enrolled in beauty college.
Nice.
And tried to round out my skill set, and found out that I liked it a little bit better. Going home and having dinner, every night, instead of working really long hours on
Right.
set,
Yeah,
traveling
movies are
to
crazy.
set
Yeah.
locations. It's a lot. So I found that the world of hair and the chemistry involved in hair formulation was where I really excelled and enjoyed. And people, I like people.
I
I
think
like
we're
people a
called
lot.
to love people well. And so,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure you do that with makeup and hair. And
Right,
so-
right.
Okay, so were you married at that point when you said, "Hey, I'm going to go to hair school"? Or
No,
beauty
no,
school?
not married. I actually, you know how the universe listens to you. So I used to say that I'm allergic to getting married. I'm allergic to getting married, and I don't know where that came in my, mental space, but
Yeah.
they listened and delivered really horrible boyfriends.
Ah.
No, good men at the time, but
Right.
not the one for me.
Right.
And then I didn't get married until 2014.
Okay, so not long ago.
Yeah, 2015. 2014 we were hand-fasted. 2015 we got married.
Cool.
That's
That's exciting.
God took his time.
Yes, yes. He does sometimes. And he knows exactly what's best for you.
I need to be developed a little bit.
Tell me about your husband a little bit. Because you both live here and
Of course,
both
yeah.
Johnson Cityans.
Of course, my husband's named Lone Hawk. He is an artist and a very sweet and gentle, kind-hearted man. He puts up with me and all my wild ideas with businesses and the journey that I take. I'll be back in a week. I'm going to go to the West Coast and do some hair. I'll be back in a week. I'm going to go to the West Coast and do some hair over and over again. And he's just patient and kind and loving. So
That's
he's
awesome.
a good compliment to
Yeah.
my excited activities.
That's awesome. What does he do?
Well, he owns a handyman business and he is an artist.
Really?
So most of the things he does are on the art spectrum is sculptures and paintings. Really neat. He's shown in a couple really, really nice galleries throughout the years. And the handyman business, he helps things like, a realtor, they need to close on a house. They have a small list of
I was
things
going
to
to say,
do.
I need to get your husband's info because we
Yeah.
need handymen all the time.
Yeah. I mean, by law, they're not allowed to do anything electrical or plumbing.
Right.
Because he doesn't have certifications like that, and
Right.
when it comes down to legalities and things like that, so he can't do that, but he can do little fixes all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Big list. Just make the list. He'll
Now,
show up and do it.
Now, when did you guys move to Johnson City?
We moved here in December 2015.
2015, so you've been here a little while.
8 years. In a couple weeks, it'll be our 8-year anniversary.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, did you just say, hey, we're opening a salon as soon as I get there? Or tell me about how the evolution of Edify showed?
Well, okay, so when I was in California, I was self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
Had a business behind the chair, renting a station from somebody. And if you don't have a butt in the chair, you're unemployed till you get one.
Right.
So when you move across country, moving to a town where I knew 0 people, I knew I wasn't going to be able to afford a space unless I built up a clientele.
Yes.
So I told my clients in California that I'm moving, but I had a game plan and planned on coming back every 6 weeks to do their hair.
Nice.
So I started shifting everyone's schedule slightly to where everyone was in the same window of time.
Perfect.
And we took a month to travel across the country, visiting family and parks and, enjoying the travel. And then when we landed in Tennessee, we rented from a sweet little lady named Jolene in Limestone. Only lady that would rent to us because no one believed that I could work in California as a hairstylist and still make an income to
pay the rent.
Exactly. So she was a retired hairstylist.
Ah.
And we
nice.
got to talking, and I told her what I was going to do, and she's like, well, good for you, honey. When are you going to be in town? So we rented from her for a couple of years while we figured out the lay of the land, and every 6 weeks I was on the West Coast taking care of my clientele. And I had 2 assistants. They helped me do all the work, and I came home exhausted, slept for a day and a half, and then started working out here, first part-time, building a clientele, then I became full-time, and then I had so many clients in the Tennessee end, and then still a handful on the California end, and my body told me that I was doing too much by giving me a herniated disc.
Oh, no.
So that made me go, okay, I have to figure out what to do. So I sold my clientele in California to one of my assistants, and she took it over. And I did 32 trips out there.
Oh, wow.
So May of 2019 was my last trip. And then I just focused on Tennessee. In March of 2020, we opened the salon.
Nice. Now, California to Johnson City. I always love hearing about how people picked Johnson City, or did Johnson City pick you? I don't know. Sometimes it's just an interesting story. So there are 1,000 different options, and
Right.
you chose Johnson City. How did that
Well,
come to pass?
well, having lived all over when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I knew I loved autumn.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite season.
Mm-hmm.
And I also knew that I didn't want 12 feet of snow like upstate New York. And I also knew that I didn't want extreme heat because Arizona, it's damn hot. So,
Right. Super hot.
Yeah. So that said, we chose Western North Carolina, Tennessee because of the weather.
Gotcha. So it was really weather-based.
Absolutely. And because I wanted all 4 seasons, but I didn't want too crazy of them. And while we were driving across country, I said I had a month to get to wherever I needed to before I flew out of Knoxville for my first trip home to work. We were calling people, and we were looking in the Asheville area. Everyone said no. We found Johnson City on a whim. My husband had been here one time visiting a friend of his because his folks live in Knoxville.
Okay.
And we kept getting turned down trying to find places to live. And I also tried to get a mortgage before I moved out here, but they wouldn't let me because of the same scenario. They said, give you 6 months and show us that you can make this happen,
Sure.
and then we'll reevaluate.
Yeah, they kind
And
of
I'm
like to get their money back.
I
the
get
banks.
that. I
don't
get
know.
that. Yeah, I'm on board. I get that. So we just happened to, my husband pulled an ad up on Craigslist. It said a house in Limestone for sale, cute little country, scenery. I called it, met Jolene on the phone, and that's how we ended up. I looked it up and I said, well, it's 20 minutes outside of Johnson City. You said you've been there. He said, yeah, it's a cute town. I said, let's try.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Was it a little culture shock? Limestone has like 40 people that live there.
Oh, yeah. There were like 3 people on our street. On a busy day, 15 people drove by.
Yeah,
it was
if the whole
amazing.
city gets together, there's like 40 people.
Yes, lovely, lovely. And everyone's family lives on the whole dang street. That's
Yes.
new to me.
Yes.
New to me. But I love it. It's what I needed.
And hopefully they include you too, because it feels like,
they're very sweet.
Yeah, everybody is related in certain little pockets.
Oh, yeah.
But we love each other.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, come on in. You're now part of the family because you live here.
Very
So,
sweet. I mean, I miss my neighbors across the way, Jay and his sweet little wife. And, he had a vintage Trans Am in his
Ooh.
garage, like pristine. And he's like, I bought this when I was a teenager, and no one's driven it but me and one other person. I mean, it was pristine. I'm like, well, honey, if you ever want to sell it, holler
That's right.
at me.
Did you park your Trans Am? Did he sell it to you? Or
No.
Not yet.
No. It's still undercovers, I'm sure.
Yeah, you need to go remind him that you've got first dibs.
It's got that eagle on the
That's
the
right.
hood,
That's right.
remember?
That's right. Yes. Oh, I loved it. Yes.
Black
Super
and gold.
cool. Oh, just like Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you came in to tell us about your salon. So tell me all about your salon and what your thought was and your dream of it and where it's headed. I'm
Right.
excited. And where are you located, first of all?
So we're downtown in the King Center.
Yep.
The suite right above Main Street Pizza on the corner. So if you look up, the first row of windows is all of us.
Like in the mezzanine.
Yes, on
Yeah.
the mezzanine floor.
Yeah.
I love that little space. So much beautiful natural light. We just moved into that space about 3 months ago.
Okay.
We were occupying another space in the building, but
Nice.
those windows opened up, and I said, "Let's get it."
It is a great spot.
It is.
We used to go to church there.
Oh, yeah, the Redeemer.
Yeah, we did
great
that
people.
for a long time. And now my good friend Daniel McIntosh works for the Johnson City Development Authority, and he's just down below you. So go harass him. Tell him.
I love them.
Yeah, they're great.
I love them. I went and met with Diane Cantler, who used to run that organization when I first moved to town.
Yeah.
Reached out to her to tour the area because I knew at some point I was going to have a salon.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get educated about the lay of the land.
Yeah. Okay, so second floor,
Mezzanine
downtown,
level, yeah.
mezzanine level above Main Street Pizza, which is right downtown. So you're in
Right.
the hustle and bustle of our little downtown.
Our up and coming little
Up and downtown, that's right.
I love the space. So we, when I wanted to open a salon, there were things that I wanted to do that I didn't have the power to do because I never owned the space that I rented from.
Right.
Okay. So when you rent from a salon owner, they have their space and they have the things they want to carry and the
And the
vibe.
vision for the whole
Yes,
thing, and you
yes.
just have a little desk.
And you're just renting a station.
You're in a station.
So
yes.
what I wanted to do was to have a salon that was more thoughtful, in a holistic approach. So we are a holistic salon. Johnson City's the only holistic salon that I know of.
Tell me about that.
So when
Like
you're
when you say holistic, my mind goes to organic and healthy products and
Sure.
a good space in mind and
Right.
all that.
So my mind goes to as a whole. We are a salon that is grateful for our community. So our community allows us to be in business, allows us to grow and expand, and allows us to fill the chairs of several stylists. Because of that community, I feel like we have to give back to the community.
Yeah.
So we do outreaches. We promote other nonprofits. We give donations to other nonprofits. We invite our clients to support these nonprofits because we're all community.
I love it.
And when you do that, you're helping. Like right now, we're doing Seasons of Hope, Secret Santa Project. like an angel tree
Yeah,
project.
yeah.
We've done Socktober for Smile Foster Closet. We have gone out and made burritos and give hand warmers and feet warmers to homeless community. And just, we have to take care of each other. Whether you're a client or not, it's community.
Oh,
We
I love
all
it.
live here.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So that's something that I wanted to incorporate in our holistic mindset.
I love it.
We are a green circle salon, which means we recycle 95% of our waste.
Nice.
Globally, every minute, I think, 833 pounds of waste goes into landfills. Every minute. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And if you have a bag of hair and you tie up the bag like you normally tie up your trash bag and you toss it in the
trash.
in the bin,
It's going to sit there
it
for...
takes thousands of years for that to decompose because hair needs oxygen, but you've tied up the bag. So what we do is we partner with a company called Green Circle Salons, and we send them our waste, our hair, separated and only hair, over mixed color so it doesn't go down the plumbing system into the water system, messing up the pipes and the water treatment. We
Your
send
landlord
them,
thanks you for that.
Exactly. We send, the Wilson Agency. We send aluminum tubes out that have a toxic residue in it, chemicals. Plastic tubes that our local recycling doesn't take. One-use plastics. So we send all of that out, and they recycle it properly.
Awesome.
So the hair mats get made. The hair gets made into hair mats, and sent to organizations that are cleaning up oil spills in waterways.
Oh, cool.
They'll literally drag the hair mat through the oil spill, and the
sucks it
oil
all up.
sticks to the hair, and the water's left behind.
How beautiful is that?
So,
That's awesome.
that's something that I've always been passionate about, recycling and protecting the planet. Our clients are wonderful. They help us absorb the cost of the recycling fee because it's expensive to
Sure.
send hazardous waste through the mail system.
Air
Right.
quotes,
Yes.
hazardous waste,
Yeah.
yes, hair,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
some aluminum.
Exactly.
Come on.
But it's a little $3 environmental protection fee that everyone is completely fine with helping
Sure.
us do.
I think everybody
know?
would be on board with that,
You would think, when you think about it in the world, Colin, for every action there is a reaction. You getting a hair service done is creating the waste of hair, the
Yep.
waste of color, the color tube that came in. You got to do something to negate that.
Yeah.
So as a salon owner, we can help them negate that. And they can help us by signing up to be, we signed up to be a Green Circle salon and blah, blah, blah. So
I wonder
that's
if-
something we do.
My mind goes to collective. Collectively, could you get with other salons in the area and say, hey, we're shipping, and, share that cost a little bit, or maybe make a, I don't know, just a thought.
Right.
Because I think there would probably be a lot of salon owners that would want to help the environment too.
Honestly, I think every damn one should.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I think it's awesome.
I think, again, as a person, as a human, as a business owner, creating an action throughout my daily movement that you have to do that. But that's just me in
No, I
my
like it.
level of,
You're caring for
consciousness
the
and
planet,
character and whatnot.
Yeah, it speaks
but-
to your heart.
Yeah, it's part of what we want to do. Another part of our holistic aspect is education. So education is where we will all thrive. And historically, the salons I've worked at, I would go to an education event and be very excited about it, only to find out that everyone was guarding their brilliance because they were afraid of sharing what they know with everyone else. And I would go to a class that maybe cost me $1,000 for the day, come back and be like, oh my gosh, you got to get a mannequin. Let me show you what I learned, and this is amazing.
Sure.
Because I was just pumped
Yeah.
to help other people grow.
Right. And realizing that there are billions of people with hair that can be cut, and
Right,
why hold on to this little secret for your
Right.
30 or 50 clients or whatever.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And so I had a stylist say to me, one of the senior stylists at one of the first salons I worked at, why are you sharing this information with people? You just paid this money to go to this class. And I'm like, oh, why are you trying to keep it from people? Like, what?
Right.
You're being greedy, and we're all going to grow from this.
Yeah, and I think that's where YouTube has taken off a ton, because everybody's sharing
Right.
on YouTube, how do I do this? How do I this? And so it
Right.
just just continues to grow and
Absolutely.
perpetuate the whole. We're getting better as a society.
Absolutely,
overall.
absolutely.
I love
so
it.
that education component is very strong with me. All the stylists that we have handpicked to work in our space are similar with their mindset, where we are educating our clients about what their hair can and cannot do, what we can and cannot do with chemicals.
Sure.
So we have reasonable expectations. And when you realize what you're requesting is doable or not, no one's going to be upset because they can't make it happen at home. But we educate on chemicals, we educate on styling, product usage, what works and what doesn't work for your texture needs, hydration needs, all the things. It's all encompassing for us.
That's
it's
cool.
all part of it for us.
Yeah.
So that's why the holistic goes into space.
I
you
love
know.
it. Yeah. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Now, how many stylists do you have on?
There's 5 total,
Okay.
me
and-
included in that 5.
Nice. And then, so if our listeners wanted to come book an appointment with you, how do they do that?
So we have online booking. Our website is edifysalon.glossgenius.com. And from there you can read the bios of our stylists and then book the service accordingly or choose a service accordingly. And then you will see what times are available.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty cool, nifty little system for us. It saves us a lot of receptionist hours and back and forth texting.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where we book online. Some of our stylists do different things. Like I'm an extension specialist. So I focus the majority of my work on extension clients, coloring their hair, cutting their hair.
Mitch and I love our extensions. You're looking good with those, Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitch's wife actually, I've put extensions in her hair before.
Oh, I think he was telling me he was going to get some.
For the beard, yeah.
extensions.
He wants the big, like, Amish-looking
Yes,
thing. We had a
yes.
conversation.
Duck Dynasty extension.
Yeah,
that'd be
pretty
good.
much.
With some ducks in there, too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, yeah, when I was like extension bar, I was like, what is that? So you work on hair extensions and that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
absolutely.
So just hair stylists and that kind of stuff, or do you do anything else? I'm seeing you brought in some.
Oh,
little-
these are for you guys.
What?
Yeah.
So are those praline pecans? Because those are like one of my favorite things in the whole
Well,
world.
honey, well, look at here.
Look at
here,
this.
looky. Candy pecans.
Look at this. You are
Some
the
info
best.
from us. I
Holy
brought one
smokes.
for Mitch, too, because I figured you must have a producer here.
Yes.
Doing some things. And maybe this third bag can go to those guys in the back room.
Ketmanee, you're awesome. This is just thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm
You're
excited
welcome.
about
Just
this.
a little
Yeah,
thing. This is
yeah.
about how we do business.
And
We're kind
for
of
our
different.
listeners, just everything is beautiful. It looks fantastically done. And so if I had long hair, I would come see you. Do you do just young, like ladies, or do you do guys' hair too?
We have a male clientele.
Okay,
For sure.
there
Yeah,
you
we
go.
have some really great stylists that do fades and everything. Now,
Yeah.
we don't have a barber on staff,
Okay.
so we can't do a razor shave.
Right.
And things like that. There's certain things that we can't do.
Mm-hmm.
But we would totally welcome a barber on staff. We have the licensing to have a barber. We just haven't had one come through the door that aligns with how we do business.
Gotcha.
We're a little bit different, the way we price our services, it's a parts plus labor scenario.
That's cool.
X amount of dollars to do the service you would like, and product costs. So, for example, someone comes in with a ponytail teeny tiny, they need to pay for the product usage, that teeny tiny product usage, versus the big bowl of color you would use on an average head of hair. And then someone who has a lot of density,
Yeah.
extra hair,
Yeah.
it might take you an hour to blow dry. You might need to use more product on them, and they are well aware of that.
I gotcha.
So they pay for their excess product usage.
Look at that.
This way, when you think about it, this is how everyone is being treated fairly.
I agree. Yeah, I think I love it.
No one's overpaying and no one's underpaying. And I think everyone's like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Because really, and the salon isn't losing out by,
Right.
any way around. And if you want the business you visit to stay in business, you got to be fair with what you're doing instead of take extra.
Yes.
So.
That makes wonderful sense. I mean, some people have super long hair and you're going to need a lot more product, and
Yes.
other people have shorter hair or
Yeah.
thinner hair or
Yeah.
thicker hair.
Well,
so
when you
I
go
think
to the
it's great.
mechanic shop, if you have a vehicle that takes 4 quarts of of oil
Yes.
versus a vehicle that takes 5 or
12.
a different kind
Right.
or a different kind of oil.
Yes.
A specialty
You're
product.
paying special.
You
Yeah.
It's a parts and labor.
Right. I
right?
love it.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to talk to other business owners around town, salon owners around town, because the way you do business is very, very important, and I want everyone to be around for a long time. There's a way that you can be fair to your clientele and to yourself, and we can, because we all want the same thing. We want to be around in 3 years. We want to be able to, not get taken advantage of, nor do we want to take advantage of others.
Right.
I think that's a really common thread, but I'm always been the out-of-the-box thinker.
Yeah.
And thinking maybe a little bit too much, but because of that, we've been able to promote a really great space. I want everyone that comes into the salon to feel like, wow, this is really pretty.
This is cool. Yeah,
this
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
This is very upscale.
Yeah.
You've got to come by.
I will.
And it's very, I don't want them to feel like they just got their hair done at some regular old shop.
Right.
I want them to step into an experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I want them to be like, wow, I just got pampered.
Yeah.
For the last 2 hours, 3 hours. We have a lot of reviews online talking about the space and the vibe and the culture, and that's something that's very important to me. And I think my stylists all appreciate that. They're wonderful. I have a great team. Love my team.
That's awesome.
They're
It's fun to go to
wonderful
work when you love all the people you work with.
Yeah, they're wonderful. I like to spoil them. I don't have kids. I have dogs, so it's like, okay, what we're going to do? What you guys are getting for Hanukkah?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. So any other services you guys offer besides like hair? Or do you do?
Colors, cuts, custom formulations,
Okay.
that's for sure. We do some men's hair. We do extensions. We do hair systems. Hair systems are like hair pieces that you put on men who are losing their hair.
Right.
But yeah, we do not have an esthetician nor a nail person,
Okay.
mostly because the nail people, they have a lot of fumes going on, and we're a clean airspace. We have a molecule that cleans the air. It's
Oh,
part
that's
of the
awesome.
holistic
Yeah.
thing, trying not to breathe in extra toxins. So
I love it. Yeah. And there are lots of nail shops around, so you can, if you
Yeah.
need to do that, you can
Yeah.
do that. I love it that you're specific and focused on doing what you do with excellence. Yeah.
Right, thank you.
No, thank you so much. How do our listeners connect with you directly, or just go on to the Edify website, or
yeah, we
or
can.
are you on Instagram and all that?
Oh yeah, Instagram is at Edify Salon. Websites is edifysalon.org. I have a new business that I'm beginning to launch as an extension business. That's going to be Edify Elite Extensions. But
Nice.
that'll probably launch in 2023. We've just been working on that for a little bit, but that's a new surprise coming up.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Well, our listeners will be able to get to all that stuff in the show notes too.
Yeah, good.
Is there something I had a thought too when you were talking a minute ago, because it does sound like you love to help others. And is there like a salon alliance or something locally where you could get all the other salon owners and help them with the green circle part of it, and help them with, techniques and that kind of thing? Because
Right.
I don't know if you've thought about starting that, but I think you'd probably be great at it if you wanted to do it.
There have been little thoughts in my brain where I've thought, God, I've met a lot of great salon people around, and I've thought, I would love to reach out and talk to them, maybe talk to them about business to business, how we doing, a little temperature check, I guess, and see how we could help one another. I get coaching myself. I'm coached by an organization, and I invest in my learning just as well as I invest in my team's learning.
Yeah.
I do not know it all, but I'm willing to share what I know.
Yeah.
I want everyone to be successful. There is a client for everybody.
Yes, exactly.
I try and encourage other stylists to be fair to themselves, be fair to their salon owner, salon owners to be fair to their team.
For sure.
By all means, we can't do anything without the other.
Right.
So let's just own that and have a responsible action in that. I think that would be a really cool idea, Colin, honestly. The time would, where would I find that? I don't know. I do like my sleep,
Well, I was going to say, it may have to be like a breakfast meeting, because I know you
Right.
guys work late a lot.
Right.
And so, you could have like a once a quarter breakfast for the Salon Alliance.
Breakfast meeting, that will be hard to get people to show up.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so what's something I forgot to ask you that you wish you would like to share with our owners? Anything that I said, hey, stirring in your mind that you hadn't shared with everybody?
Oh goodness, yeah, that's a pop-up question, Colin.
Yep.
It really is.
Throwing a curveball at you.
I just think that in this whole scheme of this world, we just need to be kind to people.
Yeah.
We just need to think about other people got things going on. We have things going on. Y'all have things going on.
Everybody
Let's
does.
just be kind, No one in my world, in my business, wants anything other than everyone to be fruitful in their life, in their relationships, in their kindness to one another. And hopefully you're receiving kindness too. There's no one in my circle that is trying to take advantage.
Right.
I think we just need to, in the world of life, I mean, business is one thing. Having a business that you do, no matter what damn business it is, it's awesome to have. But in the whole scheme of things, you just got to be a kind person and a fair person and transparent with your stuff. And if you are, it's going to come back to you. And I think that's something that I would like to just express.
I would agree.
I don't know if that's something that you could have asked me
That's
about.
That's perfect. No,
really
wonderful way to
think,
wrap it up.
yeah.
No, beautiful. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. Thank you for coming down.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
For our listeners, go meet Ketmanee at the Edify Salon, an extension bar downtown, and get a piece of pizza downstairs. It's awesome, too, at Main Street Pizza.
They got good stuff down there.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to checking out your space soon.
Thank you.
And if I can ever do anything for you, let me know, because I would love to help you. And so thanks. I enjoyed the conversation. I hope you guys did listening as well. And until next time, I'm Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you want to make a move to Johnson City, it's one of the best places on the planet. I would love to help you do that. Or if you're interested in building wealth through real estate, we would love to help you invest and do turnkey rentals as well. So thank you so much. Have a great fall day and probably happy Thanksgiving to you. So take care. Bye-bye.